Anyway, on the opening day, one of the major themes included all the perennial liars mourning the loss of public trust. And it's true, they lost it. Anyway, here's Mr. Fink from BlackRock talking about it.
What I worry about is the breakdown of trust. We talk about populism and this polarization of opinion. I mean, I think dialogues like this here in Berlin, dialogues last week at the UN in New York, we need to have more conversations. We need to create a greater ability to create trust and relationships. I think the greatest, history books will talk about the greatest breakdown of trust was during COVID when we lacked that conversation. I think so much of the global outcomes was that breakdown in trust. When I think about the rise of social media, we see that breakdown in trust. Trust is not texting each other across the table. Trust is having conversations, having communication, having bondings together. And I think we are losing touch. And I think, to me, this is one of the greatest problems, and it's very hard for our business to respond to these issues. But we need, as all leaders, both political and business leaders, finding ways of rebuilding trust. And to me, this is one of the biggest issues that I have with the rise of populism and the anger that we are seeing with the rise of populism. We need to find ways of coming together to create a common ground to try to help more people build a more common, more prosperous future.
Man, these people are either incredibly stupid or incredibly short-sighted. And yeah, maybe both. In one breath, he claims the need to regain trust, and in the next breath, he blames populism, failing to see that populism is the exact result of their lies. I mean, people caught on. You're effed. Trust is never coming back. You know, Klaus Schwab was especially disturbed by the lack of trust, especially as we enter what he called the intelligent age.
When we meet today, we also have to face an erosion of trust in our society. We all must work together to regain trust in order to progress nationally and internationally. This can only be achieved if we genuinely address the existential fears of so many, the fears of marginalized, the fears of those who are afraid of accelerating environmental degradation, and the fears of those who worry about being left out in the transition to the intelligent age. While we come together in Davos with our own important personal objectives, the true impact of this meeting stems from being united around the common mission of committed to improving the state of the world. That reason, that mission, has guided the Forum since its foundation 54 years ago, and is the ultimate purpose, particularly in a world which is in search of a new balance between global needs and national interests.
I mean, I can't get over it. These people are beyond delusional. There is no way for the WEF to regain trust. Once that trust is broken, it doesn't come back. And they've been talking about this for quite some time. You might remember this from Davos 2021.
At Davos a few years ago, the Edelman survey showed us that the good news is the elite across the world trust each other more and more. So we can come together and design and do beautiful things together. The bad news is that in every single country they were polling, the majority of people trusted that elite less. So we can lead, but...
Yeah, as you can see, they've been worried about this for years, and they've done nothing to instill trust since then. Nothing at all. And you know, Klaus Schwab admitted that people have this existential fear about the organization, and rightly so. Their agenda would alter life as we understand it, stripping us of basic human rights, dissolving national sovereignty, abolishing private ownership entirely, making it impossible for people to own cars or homes, dictating what we can eat by pushing us toward unhealthy protein alternatives like freaking bugs. And then, of course, there's the radical transformation of the human genome via genetic engineering, the Internet of Bodies, and transhumanism. One of their objectives is to herald in a new era of humanity, from Homo sapiens to what they call Homo Deus, a new entity, merging man with machine. But we do have one good thing going for us. Their arrogance has led to their downfall. Now to finish up, I'm going to leave you with this. On the opening day of Davos 2025, Borje Brendi, the guy who took over for Klaus Schwab, claimed that we're between world orders in some sort of transition phase.
We are meeting at one of the most uncertain geopolitical and geoeconomic moments in generations. Today, we are at an inflection point. The long-standing international order that existed for the last 3 decades has receded. We are now between orders, and the next order has not yet taken shape.
But here's the thing with that. I'm optimistic that as we emerge from the old world order, that this quote-unquote new world order will embrace populist and libertarian ideals. We're trending in the right direction, that's for sure. I hope to see centralization and dreams of global hegemonic power defeated. I truly believe we're at the precipice of a new era, but the future hinges on the decisions we make today. The fourth industrial revolution is going to be profoundly disruptive, transforming every aspect of our lives. And we don't have to reject technological progress, but we must guide it toward the betterment of mankind, instead of letting a select few at the top sacrifice our humanity for their greed and control. Not an easy task, I know, but it's possible. The truth is, we're in one of the most consequential moments in human history, and every move we make today is going to have drastic consequences for our future. We have to ensure we stay on the correct path. Back in 2022, Klaus Schwab proclaimed, "The future is dictated by us, we few in this room."
Let's also be clear. The future is not just happening. The future is built by us, by a powerful community as you here in this room. We have the means to improve the states of the world.
And well, at Davos 2025, he gave the same exact speech.
The future does not just unfold. The future is shaped by us, and particularly shaped by us here in this room.
The future does not just unfold. The future is shaped by us, particularly shaped by us here in this room. End of quote. And so yeah, when he says the future is shaped by us, he means the global elite. And they're all about to find out that's not true at all. To the contrary, and through evidence, I argue the future is dictated by us, the people. We can avoid the dystopian nightmare that they've been building, and it all starts with rejecting their agenda outright. All we have to do is embrace humanism over transhumanism, individualism over collectivism, free speech over censorship, and national sovereignty over global governance. It's really just that simple. Once again, this is HelioWave. If you like the content, like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video if you want to. If you're in a position to, consider subscribing on Locals, or you can use PayPal. As always, make sure you disobey those true fascistas, and yes, I do hope you have a good night.